The destruction is insane. I've seen an air conditioning unit on the ground, windows blown out. I mean, trash and chairs thrown everywhere. It was much worse than I was expecting for a Florida tornado.
Thank you for staying with us as we continue our Fox Weather Alert. That sums it up. I mean, tornado not known to be very destructive for the state of Florida. Yes, it's happened, but for a waterspout turning into a tornado, the damage that we're seeing in Clearwater is substantial. We'll continue to bring the latest out of the Sunshine State as we continue to track active tornado warnings. Look at this. I mean, the side of a building completely caved in. The winds so powerful. Now, Fox Weather has been with you all night. Kelly Costa covering that tornado warning in Clearwater as that tornado slammed through around 1:45 in the morning. To the north, we have a similar scene expected with a different storm. Our coast-to-coast storm will bring in the threat of severe weather for Nebraska as we get into the afternoon, and that threat could continue overnight for the state of Missouri. We're talking about additional tornadoes and large hail possible out of that storm. Fox Weather has you covered. It continues right now.
And we start this morning off in Daytona Beach, Florida, and Jacksonville, Florida, where the sun is up, but no sun for the Sunshine State. We do have overcast skies and these storms that have proven to be very destructive since the overnight. We are getting our first looks at some of the damage as the sun has come up in Clearwater Beach. Also, too, some damage that's been reported in Volusia County as these storms have continued to follow one after the other from west coast to east coast. We've still got a long day ahead of us. That tornado watch is in place until 9 o'clock this morning, but there is some conversation from the Storm Prediction Center that it will likely be extended to continue into portions of the early afternoon. Here's a look at what we're tracking right now. These cells pushing really just north of the I-4 corridor. We do have an active tornado warning for Flagler County. This for the Palm Coast. Watching this one closely. It expires at 8:30 this morning.
And thank you for staying with us here on Fox Weather First. I'm Britta Merwin.
And I'm Jane Minar. I mean, Britta, at the top of the show, that woman mentioning how it's not what she expected for a Florida tornado. And that's such an interesting line, because I think anybody who lives in Florida, who's familiar with Florida, water spouts are a common occurrence. And when they do track on shore, sometimes they are weak, they're not destructive, but this was not the case.
Yeah, different. This is a still frame of the tornado. So, I mean, it happened in the middle of the night, and the only way we captured it was sort of a flash of light in the back. We've had lightning, we've had power surges as well. A lot of Pinellas County out of power this morning because of this tornado. And, you know, the damage is showing you that it definitely was not a weak tornado that rolled through. This is taken by the firefighters and also some local residents as well, sending in some video. But you can tell that the street is completely covered in debris. We had a strip mall that was hit very hard, couple businesses completely ripped apart there, but this is actually of a single family home. So the top of the house has been completely peeled back, almost like you take a dollhouse and you open it up. That's the type of damage that we're seeing. And I think probably one of the images that's standing out in my mind is of this chunk of metal that shoved through the windshield of a car. This is live, by the way. We have our Amanda McKenzie with Fox 35 out of Orlando. They're driving through Volusia County, which Volusia County has been under several tornado warnings. Right now we have an active tornado just north of where Amanda's driving in Flagler County. But you can tell that, you know, the sun is up, but it's still so dark. These thunderstorms are rolling through, and we have a very defined area where we're seeing the tornado warnings this morning. It's kind of like a conveyor belt that sets up around Citrus County. It goes through central Florida and then exits out through Flagler County. So if you live along this stretch, this is where you need to be really smart this morning. Yes, we have a tornado watch that extends for a good chunk of Florida, but it's really from Citrus County out towards Flagler County along that line where the warnings are popping, and we're expecting them to continue in this area over the next 60 minutes at least. So here's the latest tornado warning. Again, we've followed this from coast to coast. Flagler County is still under the tornado warning until 8:30 in the morning. So the rotation itself is right over Highway 1, but it's getting on the highway Interstate 95. So we're talking about a populated spot right now. The timeline working this into Painters Hill, sorry, just got to get a little closer to really get an eye on that town name. It's 8:12. So we're giving you a 10-minute heads up for Painters Hill. That's crucial time. Find your safe spot. Get to the center of your house. We don't have basements here, so it's all about finding that interior bathroom or closet, because if you've been with us and seeing the images from Clearwater, it's the exterior condo units that are completely exposed. So if you get to the interior of your home or your apartment, that's where the safe spot is going to be. The tornado watch has been cut back geography-wise. So now they're taking out the Tampa Bay area. They're really focusing on Spring Hill to Apalachicola, taking it from the Gulf Coast to the Atlantic coastline. And this is where we're seeing the tornado warnings pop up, Jane.
I'm Amy Freeze. Welcome to Fox Weather's YouTube page. We have more great videos on the way, so make sure to subscribe to stay updated on all things weather.